the mission and vision of the Acumen Fund. So the mission is to create a world beyond poverty, and to do that by investing in social enterprises. And the idea here is that through investing in these social enterprises, you achieve the vision of the Acumen Fund. And that's for every human being to have the critical needs and services that every human should have, right? The kind of services that all of us take for granted on a daily basis. So these are, things like housing, energy, agriculture, health, things that, for us is, we cannot live without, and we probably don't even think twice about on a daily basis. But for the majority of the world, you're talking about 2.5 billion people that live under $4 a day. This is a daily struggle for them. And the idea here is to try to impact their lives in a sustainable manner. So why? Obviously everybody knows this, widening divergence between the rich and the poor, right? What the Acumen Fund calls the base of the pyramid, which are those people living under $4 a day, continue to grow, and that divide between the rich and the poor continues to grow. Now what we've seen is that traditional charity nor the marketplace are viable answers to solve the base of the pyramid problems. And the reason is traditional charity, which we don't take anything away from because it's exactly how the Acumen is funded, but it tends to address immediate problems and can be a little bit unsustainable at times. And most of all, the key difference between the Acumen Fund approach and traditional charity comes with dignity. The idea here is you're providing services and goods, but you're not providing charity. So you're allowing them, you're empowering them to make their own choices about whether they need these services and goods, and provide it in an affordable manner so that they can make the choice and actually buy it or use it. The marketplace obviously does not even take into account these 2.5 billion people. They're not a viable source of revenue. They look at them as they're pretty much invisible to the marketplace, and that's probably to do with the fact that the risk-return profile for social enterprises tends to be quite different than the risk-return profile for regular business, and we'll explain that in a little bit. So how we're talking about investing into viable businesses that target both returns, financial returns, but also a social impact. So the way we measure the success of a business is not purely about profit maximizing, but really about social impact. And the way we do that is through patient capital. So patient capital, again, we're talking about investors willing to take on a different risk-return profile that's usually unacceptable to traditional businesses. And key characteristics of patient capital is that it's long-term horizon. You're talking about investments that are usually 10 to 15 years. Usually that's not acceptable to most people. And you're talking about a higher risk tolerance. So they're willing to have 3, 4, 5 years of negative returns until the business is scalable, and then we can see a bit of returns. And again, the goal is maximizing social impact rather than just pure financial returns. So we thought that probably the best way for you guys to get an understanding of what the Acumen has done is through a video. This video kind of highlights 10 years